Hello, this is Mike, and welcome to 5 Minutes of Fantasy Sports. So, unfortunately, this week, my team lost. So, let's take a look at how things went. Whenever you lose, you want to kind of evaluate things and take a look. We can see here that I lost 80 to 93, so my team severely underperformed. I was projected to have 122 points, wound up with only 80. So, let's see. Starting Ryan Tannehill at quarterback, not the greatest decision. He scored me 14 points. My bench quarterback scored me 21, so that would have been nice to have those 7 points. Adam Thielen, Cordell Patterson, decent games, but my running backs really dropped some points for me too. So I lost 9.7 for Eckler, 5.3 for Jones. Kelsey had a good game. Tyler Boyd hardly did anything, so not too impressive there either. So, my team just didn't do well, and it's unfortunate because you want to win every week if possible, but, it didn't quite turn out that way this time. So you kind of want to look and see where your holes were. For me, the one that stands out is this 1.6 points from Tyler Boyd. It's been a few weeks now, and he has definitely underperformed. So looking at, we had a 1.6 week before. He had a good week, 17.24, but then he had 5.9, 1.2, 4.4. He's definitely dropped off quite significantly over the last 5 weeks. So he's basically had 4 out of the 5 weeks he scored less than 6 points, which is not so great. The reason I had to start Boyd instead was I think what's his face, Brown. Antonio Brown was out on his bye, so I couldn't start him. Actually would have got more points from my backup tight end, Dalton Schultz. But, you make your decision with the information you have, and that's how it works. My opponent benched James Conner, and he got 37 points. So, if he would have started him instead of Herbert, which I don't know why he started Herbert, but he did, he would have beat me by even more. So what you want to do is take a look at your team, see what you did, make good decisions, see what you maybe could have done a little bit better, and then try to move forward. So looking at the waivers, I'll probably try to improve at wide receiver. I'm probably going to drop Tyler Boyd and try to pick someone else up. I wound up dropping Michael Thomas because he's out for the rest of the year, and I added a running back, Jeff Wilson, who should be coming back relatively soon. He didn't play a snap this last week, but he was active, I believe. So he's going to be someone that I think is going to make a difference in the long term in San Francisco. So bottom line is I still have a good team. I still have good players. They just all decided to underperform this week, with the exception of maybe 2 of them. Cordell Patterson, man, he's been great this year. Taking a look at him. 21, 13, 32 points week 4, week 5, 14.9, week 7, 13.1, 15.7, 19.6. So he's someone who not came out of nowhere, but they're actually using him as a receiver and as a running back this year in Atlanta. And because of that, he's able to start at both spots. So he's a really useful player. It's very rare to have a player who makes a difference and is also eligible at wide receiver, running back. So if I get a bad injury to one of my players, Jones or Eckler, I can always slide Patterson into there, and it's a lot easier to find a good or a decent receiver than it is to find a decent running back. So anyway, taking a look at my team, I did what I could. I started decent players. It wasn't like I have any control over how they actually perform on Sundays, and the rest of my team didn't exactly do a whole lot more either. So I guess my tip would be lick your wounds, move on, start your team better for next week, and hope you have a better result. So that's it for today. I'll see everybody tomorrow. Have a good rest of your day, and we'll be back here.